This ASCO 2019 was a little different from the usual ASCOs that we have been used to, in the sense that this ASCO has given more importance and priority to cancer policy and non-traditional RCTs that are usually promoted at such big meetings. And for that, I'm very happy. For example, the first plenary we had was about cancer disparities and how healthcare system can be improved to solve those disparities. Although it was more US focused, using the example of Medicaid expansion, and so many global oncology colleagues may not have felt totally related to that. But I think the bottom message, and especially after the discussion by Dr. Yusuf, I think many global oncologists could also relate to the bottom line core message that we should learn from every patient, we should gather data on every patient, and we should change our policy decisions such that every patient can get access to treatment. That has been the bottom line. Because it does not matter if you have great drugs, but nobody can afford it or nobody can have access to that. There is no point in having those drugs. So, of course, phase 3 trials are important, but equally important is cancer policy and other types of research. For example, I was also happy about the negative olaratumab trial that went to plenary, because again, this is not only about a drug that failed in a phase 3 trial in sarcoma. This is more about cancer policy in terms of the drug that had received accelerated approval and was mandated to do a confirmatory trial but failed in the confirmatory trial. So now it will be withdrawn from the market. And within this span, we spent more than $1 billion on a drug that actually did not help anyone. But this is actually a good example of accelerated approval, because we did a confirmatory trial in time using OS as the endpoint, did not improve endpoint, and we are going to withdraw it. But there are so many other drugs in the market that we have never tested using OS as the endpoint, and they have the gap between accelerated approval and confirmatory trial is 5-10 years. And imagine the olaratumab drug, it was in market for 3 years, we spent more than $1 billion. If it was in market for 10 years, how much would we have spent on that? So that is another important policy issue that ASCO has given a big platform to. So overall, I'm very happy with this ASCO. By the way, it has prioritized policy and value issues. For example, the session that I myself was speaking on, it was about value of cancer drugs and how to design clinical trials to meet patients' expectations and patient participation. I was happy that we got such a big hall and not a small corner, and it was nearly house full. Although it was the very first presentation of the ASCO meeting on Friday at 1 p.m. So I am very much impressed with the way ASCO is moving forward, taking these policy issues as a very important agenda for ASCO.